had the last time I called the cops, I was being a Karen. In my neighborhood.
Nice. Yeah, that's right.
I was living in this new community. In my neighborhood, all of a sudden I see, in the middle of the night, this van pulls out. And all these these pregnant Chinese ladies came out.
What?
Welcome to an episode of Careful Boys where do not leave that in. Random question. When was the last time you called the cops?
I called the cops when there's this homeless man sitting out in my front yard.
You called the cops?
Do you guys threaten
That sounds like a
people
LA thing.
that you're gonna call the cops?
Yeah, this dude, specifically I did. I think I told a story here before, but this dude was sitting in my front steps, and he was like 6'7". He was big as f***.
Damn.
And he was crazy, and he was just talking to himself, and he was like, I ain't talking no Marcellus Wallace. Like, he kept saying like that, and I was like, okay, all right. And I was like, hey, man, you can't be sitting in my front yard. I'm driving to work, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Like, get out of here. And then once I realized he said the Marcellus Wallace line, I was like, oh, this guy's not on this planet. So.
Was that from Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I call the police and I go, hey,
Yeah, let's hear it.
I got a guy in my front yard. Pretty sure he's homeless. He won't leave. I'm asking him to leave. He won't leave. Can I get some assistance? And they're like, yeah, for sure. Sure enough, the guy they send is my client. The cop they send is my client that I teach kickboxing and jiu-jitsu to.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, it was cool. Super cool.
Was he like, how come you didn't use your moves, coach?
And I was like, yeah, I got a sore shoulder right now. Think about it. I was like, his name is Ryan, and I was like, Ryan, I'm not gonna touch him, dude. I'm just kidding.
You're calling me?
Yeah. So he pulls up, and he's like a big old black dude. Like he's like he's way bigger than me. So I was like, good, he's on my side. Nice. And then he has a female cop
Partner.
Yeah, partner. And we're walking. He walks in and he's trying to talk to the guy, and the guy starts getting aggressive. And I was like, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, oh, if goes down, it's gonna be me and my buddy having to fucking restrain this dude or something. But he started like.
Why you don't think women can do it?
Dude, he was like 6'7", bro. Yeah. I was like, I wouldn't want her to fucking, you know.
Well, she's a trained officer. You're not.
He doesn't want her uniform to get smacked.
I'll beat her up, bro. I beat her up. If I can beat her up, then I'm gonna have to deal with that guy.
I would pretend the whole thing's in my head. Oh, I can't help you. I had something in my head.
Flower pots I have to carry. So the dude starts tripping. And then, like, they had to bring more cops. They restrained him. They actually didn't have to, like, do anything. He just left. But before he left, this is so funny he did this. He walks up to me. He's like, you little bitch. He swear to God.
The cop?
No, the fucking homeless dude.
That'd be funny.
You little bitch.
The female cop.
Yeah.
And he got, I'm like, bro, I didn't.
What the hell?
No, but he did that to me. You little fucking bitch.
I don't even know the cop's phone number if I wanted to call the cop.
I think it's 911.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to, if it's not an emergency.
But in that moment, though, like, you're glad that it didn't escalate. You're glad that no one fought, nobody got punched in the face. Everybody was like, all right, man, let's go. And he finally, like, walked down. And they can't do anything, really. They just remove him from the premise.
If this was Vegas and you were sitting on the front porch, right?
Yeah.
Is it illegal to hit him in the back of the head with a bat?
I think so.
Hey, would you want that on your conscience,
I don't know about
though?
those specifics.
To initiate that?
You turn off the ring camera and body cam and stuff like that.
No, you have to prove that you were trying to play baseball. So you got a guy, you have to have a catcher.
We're playing t-ball.
Pitcher, yeah. You never seen that law where, like,
full uniform.
if you have a baseball bat in your car, have you ever seen that?
No.
So if
This is real?
you keep a baseball
Omicron.
bat in your car, you have to prove, if you say that, like, that's for baseball, it's not. If you say it's for self-defense, it's over. Like, you're getting in trouble. You have to say it's for baseball, and then they're gonna ask, do you have a ball or a glove? And if you do, then it passes.
What if you have 3 bases in your back seat as well? That's how you cover your bases for real.
And I got some of this baseball dirt.
And I have a Darryl Strawberry baseball card right next to the bat.
Wearing my cup, and you start.
What about golf clubs?
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Then you're Casey Jones.
Casey
you
Jones.
could just show footage of you playing golf, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's definitely not for golf."
The last time I called cops was in Glendora for homeless people.
Oh, that's a long.
California too? You were in California?
That's ages ago.
So you never called the cops in Vegas?
You know, this guy on the fucking ring cam or whatever, he kept trying to start this fire. So you would just see this fucking flicker at like 11 o'clock at night, and he was fucking persistent as a motherfucker. So we would call, and then You call 911 and they go, if it's not an emergency, then they tell you the number, so you just call that number because you don't
emergency one.
It's an emergency.
because you don't want to like fucking someone has a heart attack or whatever. You don't want to waste I guess their time.
Yeah.
So you would call, and then Glendora actually does a pretty good job. They usually get out there within like 20 minutes, and then you would see like cars pull up, talk to them, hey, what's going on, and then they put out the fire. But if there's like no real like law being broken, they can't really detain them. So they're just kind of like, hey, you're just gonna have to leave. And then on the ring cam, you would see him at 4 a.m. like walk back. So you're like, fuck, there he is. Oh, like we didn't know because we're sleeping. But then when we woke up and he would, you know how he would tell you like how many, I guess, disturbances or motions.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you're like, fuck, that motherfucker came back again at 4 a.m. And then so like, you're like, man, I wish like we could just have one police officer camp out there, but obviously you can't.
You know how they say fight fire with fire? You should have got WD-40 in the fucking lighter and then fucking went over the fence and burned his hair.
That's for sure illegal in California.
And then hit him in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
I'll play baseball. Sorry.
Yeah, he got in the way, man.
Oh, there's bases here. Look, see.
And then if they go, why were you putting things on fire? Just be like, oh, I was barbecuing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You were trying to start
They're like, with WD-40?
So I start my fires.
That's how I start my charcoal.
judge my barbecue technique.
He's like, dude, the wheel on the barbecue.
It's a Nashville style technique.
Nashville. What about you, Anthony?
Mine was, it's been a long time. It was when somebody stole my ruckus.
Oh yeah. Wait. So to this day, you never like filed for like theft on it or anything? They didn't. They didn't.
I did.
Oh, they did.
I did the whole police report on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just like,
No, I was because it was like they do the police report and then like nothing happens, and it looked like the guy was just training his like fellow female like recruit, and it wasn't even like like what happened, like concern. It's like, okay, we can try to do this honest, or even being honest, just to be like, it's very unlikely that you're about. He wasn't even addressing me. He's like, all right, so this is how you file a report on this. What was the color? And it was just like,
Wow.
maybe she also thought you were just like a demo, like it wasn't a real crime.
I was staged for her training.
You're an actor.
That's PCP.
Crisis actor. So they just were. You never heard from them at all.
No, I just had a report that was filed. That
That
officially makes it
sucks.
so maybe I don't have to pay registration on it every year.
God damn, dude.
Like that's it. So I have very little faith, but it's not like a no faith. Therefore, boo-hoo, this sucks. It's just one of those like you just grow up accustomed to that in like LA, right?
Yeah.
It's like somebody breaks into your car,
Yeah.
and you can pout, and then that's it, right? You can file your report, and it's like I lost all this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe do something with your insurance, but like there's no solution. You just be like, that's a part of my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the sad part about it.
It's like accepting that's like, oh well, I mean, this homeless guy is a nuisance, but not committing a certain type of crime, so it's not like he's gonna be detained. So hopefully I can deter him from wanting to come back, but it's just part of my neighborhood.
And the part that sucks is he's not gonna get detained until after your house is on fire.
Yeah.
But you could put him on fire.
So the crazy thing is that under the filing, it's a stolen VIN, right?
Yeah.
So like if a couple of years later you get hit up and they're like, "Hey, we found your ruckus," would you even care to go pick it up back in LA?
For the story, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's just.
What if there's cum all over it?
Like Colleen's car.
What if they're like?
You can hold it for evidence.
Are they like, hey, we found your ruckus, but there's cum all over it?
Yeah. Then the DNA test like, oh, that's
No,
not.
he just goes. There's good news and bad news, and then you say, "Is it covered in cum?" And he goes,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's covered in ejaculate.
How did you know that?
Can you come now?
"Can we replace it with yours?"
He's like, how'd you know? He goes, because I did it.
It's my ruckus, isn't it?
California's crazy.
But yeah, for the
I had
story,
to keep my DNA.
I think I would be like, is there any way I can get a photo of it? Because like if it's like not even rideable and it's just like
Yeah, it's probably chopped up.
rent a truck and pick it up and to do nothing.
Remember when I told you like I think I see your ruckus?
Yeah.
There was a chop shop that was like in front of the brewery. So like a homeless tent, and it was an actual like all the residents of the brewery knew that it's a chop shop because a bunch of motorcycles and cars and bikes go there, and then they're just sparks from welding all night, and you can just hear them like sawing and.
Where are they getting the power from?
I don't know. I don't know where they're getting it from. Maybe they have it like looped to the whatever line.
Oh, they found a way to do it.
Yeah, but they're just like they're just working on shit, and then we were trying. It's on no, it's on not Main, but the street that comes into the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then all the residents were trying to like get the cops to do something about it, and they didn't do anything for I think a year and a half, and we just watched it grow. And there was a black ruckus outside one time, and then I was standing in front of it, and I was asking them like, "Hey, is it like describe the color of it?" And I think like a couple colors were off, so I was like, "Oh man, it's probably not like Anthony's." And then, so the cops never got rid of it until the guy who I guess was in charge of it got shot.
What up, guys? Come join our Patreon because there's hundreds of videos dating all the way back to 2019.
That's right. If you click on the link down below, you could join our Patreon, join us on the Discord, come chat with us directly, have a fun conversation.
And this will help support the channel's growth and new ideas. And also tap into our closer community by joining our Discord and get the opportunity to suggest video ideas like the ones you've seen. Thank you guys. Join our Patreon, help us out. Thanks.
See you guys there. Say hi to me.
And then the cops cleaned it up.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a big thing in our...
That's all you gotta do?
Yeah, somebody shot the dude, like in the middle of the night.
It's a cop. It's like, oh, we gotta fix this problem, but can't do it unless we shoot him.
Maybe there was like a bad deal that he did or something, but yeah, it was somebody shot him, and then it was all over our like Facebook page for the neighborhood, and we were like, oh damn, finally like they're gonna clean it up. And then like a few weeks later they started like scrapping it all out.
How many people die in your neighborhood?
Dude, it's Lincoln Heights, dude.
Yeah, so like it's pretty.
I don't know.
pretty
The
often,
stats are
right?
probably pretty. Yeah, I don't know if the guy died. I just know that there was like gunshots, and then it was on the Citizen app. So
Is the Citizen app popping on your?
yeah, like remember my story? Like I'm always posting some
Yeah.
weird shit happening. Some like guy on a motorcycle. Like just I think that's the most recent thing I posted. I just like was driving home and some dude on a motorcycle, just like. Yeah.
There's a chop shop in front of Gio's mom's house.
Isn't that crazy?
Fucking everything in front of you.
It's a straight up house.
Out in public.
Is it Al Pastor?
No, it's like fucking Chevy Tahoes and shit. And it's like 4 a.m. in the morning, and they're still going after it. I think everyone's like on.
I'm surprised they would do it at 4 in the morning because that's pretty much they're hard workers.
HOA.
Yeah.
But that's when the meth kicks in.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think everyone's on meth
when the
duty.
broken windows
I think they're on
kick in.
24-hour meth duty because it's never closes. It's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 8 a.m., fucking noon, 3 o'clock, 4. Like there's just constantly always someone underneath a car that's working on something. It's crazy.
Hard workers.
And I'm like, damn, it never closes, and like you can't really call the cops or anything.
Yeah, they can't really do anything. Like I was like asking them, like, can you go and like look at VINs at least? Like, can you go look at the vehicle and be like, oh, what's the VIN? Let me just see if it comes up stolen. And they can't even do that.
Really? They need like a search warrant or
I
something?
don't think that's a thing that regular cops are supposed to do. I think that's like there's a unit that's investigating vehicle theft, and they got to.
You need Denzel Washington to come.
Yeah, or something. I don't know if it's like a specialized thing, but like a beat cop's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, regular cops gotta give parking tickets and stuff. Yeah.
They gotta give me a jaywalking ticket.
Yeah.
There's too much procedures for cops. Sometimes like they don't even want to.
They do have
Dude, and that saves you sometimes when you get in trouble.
Yeah.
That saved me like big time. Remember I told you the story? I was in Alhambra and I was waving a police baton around.
You can't do that?
Stop! No, you can't do that.
Where'd you get a police
It's
baton?
frowned upon. I got it from Gung Fu, which was a store in our.
So it's a tonfa then. It's a tonfa.
No, it was there's a store called Gung Fu in Artesia, and they were a martial arts supply store. But like you could go in there and go to the back and just buy butterfly knives, like police equipment. You could just buy whatever you want. They mainly sold for online, and then me and my friends were just like messing around with it, like playing karate with it and shit. And then these cops stopped and literally saw it like the second they like drove by. They just like went like that and saw it, and then they came in. And then
Sorry, you had some sweet moves.
yeah, they handcuffed us, and they were like, "Yeah, this is a really serious offense." They searched my car. They found like other stupid martial arts shit.
Nunchucks?
With cum on it, I know.
Yes, with come on it. Yeah. He went. You're going for a long time. No,
He tastes it.
You're going away from
the cop literally said, "You're lucky I'm getting off of my shift right now, or else I would book you."
I don't want to write no reports. You stupid teenagers.
Those nunchucks will get you 5 years.
Yeah, they just took all my shit, and that was it. And they didn't find other stuff in my car.
And then he drove straight to Kung Fu and resold it.
I got nutchucks for you.
That'd be a sick racket, huh?
It would, yeah.
$10. $10
A profit of like $10.
But it's all my money.
It's still kind of tight.
Yeah, that shit works for you when cops are lazy too, man. Sometimes you don't get a ticket because they're lazy. Remember that lady that lady cop pulled me over, and she was like, I'm gonna give you a ticket if that Twinkie in your center console has strawberry in it or something.
I think that's called flirting, brother.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, no, it's a regular one. She's
You got strawberry in your Twinkie.
yeah, something weird like.
If you suck it hard enough.
Dang, that's crazy, bro.
I had like a Game Boy. I had like a Game Boy SP in the passenger seat, and she's like, "So what game you got in there then?" And I was like, "Fire Emblem," and she's like, "Was that some kind of karate game?" And she was like, "If that's a karate game, I'm giving you a ticket." I'm like, "It's not. It's swords and shit."
That's fucking mega Riz flirting, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She was not flirting, but she was just being playful.
What were you wearing that day, huh? What were you wearing?
What hairstyle did you have?
Oh god, frosted tips. This was in 2001.
So that means it was.
You were probably wearing a white beater and a chain right here, right?
She probably thinks she can make a gay best friend or something. No, it was not flirting.
All right, we'll see.
I called the last time I called the cops. I was being a Karen in my neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right.
I was living in this new community in my neighborhood. All of a sudden, I see in the middle of the night this van pulls out, and all these these pregnant Chinese ladies came out.
What?
And all of a sudden, you see up and down the street Chinese pregnant women all the time. So I'm thinking they're either kidnapping these women or what's going on. It was a baby motel. But I didn't know.
It's a baby motel.
Oh, the immigration one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Because I didn't know. Cause I'm like, dude, where are all these? They're kidnapping all these pregnant women and they're hiding them here. And then they're like going up and down the street. And then there's other trucks, vans would come and drop off food. I'm like, they're selling these women off. But it was a baby motel.
You know when
The cops didn't do anything
in
about it.
America you get automatic citizenship?
Yeah.
So for Chinese ladies, right when they're about to pop their baby out, they come to America. Oh shit. We actually saw a home, do you remember? And it was fitted to being one of those things because it looked like they had a lot of like separate rooms. And then it was out in El Monte or something like that. And we were like, what is this? And then the agent was telling us, I forgot which agent took us there, but they were telling us like, oh yeah, this is probably set up to being those like baby motels.
Because like they'll be walking up and down the street so they can have a baby, you know. Because when you're pregnant, like it helps them walk. Yeah, walk. And then you would see other people walk with them. You know, like they're monitoring these women. They're these women. They just throw them there in the middle of the night. They're monitoring them. Other vans would come and drop off food. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I waited for a week. I'm like, dude, I gotta call the cops. They're kidnapping these women.
Yeah.
And the cop took my report like, and there's no like. What happened next? Like, give me some closure.
Did they raid them?
No, they didn't raid him. So I'm like, oh my God, now like nothing's happening. Maybe they're waiting. They're chasing the bigger guy. You know, they're waiting for the.
Were they just like, oh, there's nothing illegal?
It's not illegal, right?
I think it is illegal.
It is?
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure. Like nothing happened though. Like it just was like weeks in, and you would see like I would leave the house, you know, pregnant women walking up and down the street. You know, like people just delivering food. And then the crazy thing is, these women are gone, and then another set come in. So like, are they selling pregnant women?
Oh, so I guess the illegal parts are not paying tax on what they're doing.
No, it's the illegal part is the immigration. So like, you're going to America with the intent of birthing, and then your kid has naturalized citizenship, and it's fraudulent because the intent isn't to vacation in America, and then you go, oops, my baby's born here.
Well, you can't. But do they have to prove that? Can't you still be like? I was just going to a Chinese hangout, and all of a sudden the baby came out. They were all pregnant too.
I was walking the whole trip.
But the crazy thing is like every couple weeks, so it happened
What
for
city
like
was this?
Tustin. It happened for like. So I was living there like for months. It was like they would come in and another batch would come in and another batch would come in. So I'm thinking they're kidnapping them and they're selling them off. They're bringing in new ones.
Yeah.
You know, because they're monitoring these ladies like crazy. They're dropping off food. It's like they can't leave the vicinity. Like you know they can't leave.
Instead of calling the cops, why don't you call your HOA? They would have fixed it.
Oh yeah.
They would have kicked those bitches out of there.
And then you never see a baby, right?
Yeah, you never see a baby.
Right when they give birth, they leave.
How
Yeah.
close was it to Tustin Marketplace?
Not that far. It was like, yeah. Because you're sitting there, like, look,
They're going to Molly
my wife and I
Malone's.
would like look out the window, like, oh my God, there's a new set coming, and like since the cops really
We should have
doing
kicked the
it-
door down. Get on! Come on! Rescue.
They're like, we want to be here, dude. Like,
So that was the.
I guess you couldn't really talk to any of them, huh?
No,
Like,
I don't want to get caught up in it. Is it like the Chinese mafia? Are they gonna kidnap me, my family too? Like,
oh
don't
yeah,
say shit.
it's
You know,
it probably is Triad Run, huh?
Where was this?
Where what city was this?
Tustin. Yeah.
yeah, right by the McDonald's.